Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Coming to you from a very windy Minnesota today. I know how everybody on YouTube likes to be first to talk about something, so I want to be the first to talk about the wind this week. It's supposed to be a very windy week throughout the country, so everybody be safe out there. I'll tell you my little tip for driving in the wind. This is pro tip number one. Hang around to the end of the video. There will be a second pro tip at the end of the video. The first one is, what I do on a really windy day is I follow a truck at about 500 feet back, and I wait for them to swerve real hard, and then I know when I get to that point in the road where they swerve, the wind's going to hit me probably at the same point, and I prepare for it. That's about the best advice I can give you for driving in the wind. Slow down a little bit, hold that wheel with both hands, and don't be doing distracting things, because that wind will get you. So anyway, let's talk about this canceled load. I've seen a bunch of YouTubers talking about canceled loads, and I mean, doggone if I didn't get one to cancel on me. $5,500 load from Minnesota to Florida, paying $4 a mile, $3.98 to be exact. We'll call it $4 a mile. So I'm very disappointed that canceled. I see it more and more here the last few weeks, more loads canceling. Not only just for us YouTubers, but I called the office. I was talking to one of the dispatchers in the office about it, and he said, yes, they are seeing more loads being canceled in the last few weeks. I don't know if that was because of the holiday week, and I booked that load on last Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So I like to book loads up in advance on a holiday weekend, because typically people take off on the holiday weekends, so freight prices go up going into the holiday weekend, and then coming out of the holiday weekend, like Monday, Tuesday of the following weekend, rates will be lower because everybody's trying to get back out there at one time. So that's a little tip for you as well there. So what had happened was, with loads canceling, the way I see this, I was at Love's yesterday, okay? I seen 4 trucks at the fuel island. All 4 trucks fueling were from different companies, different states, everything. All 4 had the cab cards in the windshield. That means these are new trucks being titled. A lot of new owner-operators coming into the game right now, okay? You've got to understand that these brokers know this, okay? They see that data. So what happens is, a lot of times, and this isn't every case, sometimes the load actually canceled, but sometimes what happens is the broker will leave the load posted on a load board, and if someone calls up and they lower the price down on the load board, or if they don't post the price, they'll just ask someone, hey, what would you do the load for, when they call in. Never say what you would do the load for. Never say that until they give you a price first. If they say name your price, go ballistic. I mean, seriously, be insulting. Be like $6 or $7 a mile. Because if you don't give me a price, I'm going through the roof on you. I got no morals when it comes to prices I haul freight for. So if you say, hey, name a price, I'm going like $6 or $7 a mile. I don't care. And if it's a short load, I'll go $10 a mile. If it's a really short load, I'll go $20 a mile. I don't care. I'm going super high on you, because I know the games brokers play, and I play them too. I play them too. So probably what they did is they left that load posted on a load board. Someone called in and they said, hey, what would you pull that load for? I'm the broker right now. What would you pull that load for? And I had it booked for $5,500, which is about $4 a mile. And they probably called in and said, hey, I'd do it for, $4,500. Price still sounds good. It's probably like still $3 something a mile. That's probably what happened with that load. That's probably what's happening with a lot of these canceled loads right now. So keep your prices high, and set your goals pretty lofty, because that's what you got to do right now in this market. If not, we're just going to kill the rates. We're just going to kill these rates. So I'm not too upset about it. I already got another load booked, because that was an ice cream load going to Florida. I'm kind of meh on ice cream loads. A lot of responsibility on an ice cream load. I don't like running my reefer at negative 20 degrees, to be honest with you. But that was a good load, and it was coming out like right from where I'm dropping right now, like, within like 30 miles. So I was pretty happy about the no deadhead, good money, running to Florida. I could get a decent rate out of Florida, not have to take a killing, not have to take a beating. I could do okay coming out of Florida. But instead, they gave it to someone else, I'm assuming is what happened, because I've been seeing a lot of this. The other day in Pennsylvania, I had a load booked, and they called me like right at the like 2 hours before I was supposed to pick it up, and they were like, hey, sorry, that load canceled. Okay, I get it. You found someone that'll do it for cheaper. That's what that means 90% of the time. You know, if loads canceled like they say they do, nothing would ever get done in this country. You know what I mean? That's broker talk for, we found someone to do it cheaper. Sorry about your luck, kid. So just keep that in mind when you're booking these great paying loads. Nothing's a guarantee until the check's in the bank. And that's about the best advice I can give you on booking loads, is keep your rates up, and nothing's a guarantee. So instead of doing that, we're going to take a load to Texas. I already got this load booked. I'm going to pick it up and head on down to Texas. And you know, I'm trying to book my rates a little bit farther in advance right now, my loads, and get better rates, because I think we're starting that trend of over capacity. And you know, when you start seeing like people in the news, you know, I equate trucking and stocks are a lot alike, because it's a constant roller coaster. And the fact that when you see the news start to talk about trucking, and not like a news organization that's about trucking, like when you see your local, you know, local 5 o'clock news talking about trucking, chances are rates are going to start going down, because you know, when it hits the mainstream, like when guys already want to be truckers, I don't see it hurting the rates that bad. They're going to become truckers one way or another. You know, I put out a video the other day talking about, if you want to become a truck driver, or is now a good time to start being a truck driver, like those people that are watching that video more than likely already want to be truck drivers. They're going to become truck drivers whether they watch my video or not. I'm just trying to bring new people into the industry the correct way. But what I see is, when the local news starts talking about it and people get into trucking and they don't want to be truckers, they just get into it because the local news told them, hey, you can make $1,000 a week being a truck driver. And, you know, it's probably not a good thing that they run those, because it brings a lot of people into the industry that don't want to be truck drivers, and they just do it for the money. They come in for a couple months, they realize this sucks for this kind of money, and they're out. So, but short term, a lot of them come in, and these mega carriers balloon up during that time, you know. Some people stick with it. I'd say probably 80 to 90% of those people that didn't even want to be truck drivers before the local news told them it was a good paying job, most of those people are not going to stick around. But be careful on the rates right now. That's the main thing I'm trying to get through on this video is, if you're getting into it right now, if you're purchasing a truck right now, if you're getting your own authority right now, be prepared for some lower rates than what you're seeing right now, because I've seen these cycles happen before. 2018, 2014, I've been through it. I've been doing this since 2006. I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs, and I'm seeing it start to repeat itself again, where the local news, I was watching YouTube the other day, the local Phoenix, NBC or CBS, Fox, I don't know which one it was, but it was in Phoenix. You know, they were on there touting the local truck driving school could get you in 3 weeks and you could be making $1,000 a week. And I'm just like, all right, that's one of the things I check off. And when I start to see rates go down, there's the news, like, it's like I was saying with stocks and trucking. When the local news organization starts talking about the stock market, be wary of the stock market, because you're at your peak at that point. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we're kind of at the peak at this point in trucking. I hope not. I hope there's another leg to this and we just keep going higher and higher and higher. But at the same time, you got to be realistic. And when the local news organizations are touting truck driving, that typically means the mega carriers are out here just scooping up drivers off the street, putting everybody onto that big sign-on bonus they're offering, and you know, throwing them in a truck and making a ton of money off of with these high rates. So that's one thing I do see a lot whenever rates tend to start to go down again, is when local news organizations start to talk about it. The second one is when you see a ton of trucks being registered, new owner operators coming into the game. And with all these, I mean, like, you guys out here on the road, start watching for trucks with cab cards in the windshield. You know, like, that's where they're waiting on their tag, and they've just got, you know, they've registered, they can run, but they haven't got their physical tag yet. You'll see it up, and they'll throw the cab card up in the window. Been seeing a ton of that here lately. I couldn't even remember how many of those I seen last week. Like I said, I seen 4 trucks fueling at Love's yesterday in Iowa. The only 4 trucks fueling, all 4 cab cards in the windows. That just lets you know, like, number one, a little bit of that is because the government's behind on issuing tags because of, you know, the illness. And I don't want to say it because it kills my YouTube monetization whenever I mention that in a video. So from here on out, we're going to call it the illness. So, and but I know some of that's because the government's a little behind because of that. But so yeah, used truck sales are through the roof right now. You got to watch that too. There's a particular truck dealership I watch in Wisconsin. It's a Kenworth dealership. I go by it a lot. So what I do is I kind of survey the used truck portion of the lot whenever I go by. Back in the spring, early summer, there were trucks parked 3 deep per line of trucks. Down the driveway, I mean, there was trucks parked everywhere, used trucks. Now, there's like 10 used trucks sitting on the lot out there. So used truck sales are through the roof. And that is typically a sign we are nearing the peak. So those are the things I watch for. The local news organizations to start talking about trucking, a lot of used trucks being sold. Those two things typically are a good sign that we are peaking in the rates. I hope not. I hope there's much more room to grow. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just telling you what I've seen before and what I see right now. All right, guys, that's it. Be sure to hang around and watch the pro tip coming up now. So we're talking pro tips today. Here's the pro tip of the day. It's the, it's the $30 air hose. Connects to your glad hands here. See, connects to your glad hands. You push your red trailer valve in. You hook it to your red line coming off your truck. You go back in your truck. You push your red nozzle in, and it gives you air. So it comes with a chuck like this on it from the store. Those things are a pain in the butt. You got to sit there all day. Now, I did rig this one up where I can still use it because occasionally you get a trailer tire where you got to get back in there and get it. But right here's what I did. I went to the hardware store. Here's what I think you should do. This is the pro tip. Cut that long one off. This one right here, cut that off. Go to the hardware store, buy these connectors. That's an inlet. That's a coupler fitting. You can undo it. You can put different things on here now. You know what I mean? This becomes a multi-use tool. Buy you one of these. They're like 10 bucks. When you put this on a trailer tire, let me show you. Connect that thing to it like that and it stays on there. See? It won't fall off. And I don't want to let all the air out of my trailer, out of my tire, so but that gives you an example. You don't have to sit there and hold it on. This little connector here, it holds it on for you. See that little piece that comes up and grabs? I don't know if you can see in there or not. See that little piece? That holds it on the valve stem for you. That way you can be checking other trailer tires why this thing is airing up the one you're at. Now on my truck with the super singles, I get about 1 PSI per like 3 seconds. So I know if I need to go up 10 PSI, I probably need to leave it on there about 30 seconds. Of course, they don't go up as fast once you get up in the, over 100, but that's about a general rule of thumb on a super single for you. Thanks for tuning in. Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed the pro tip portion of the video. Be sure to click on one of these other videos and be sure to take care of each other out there every day. It's the best we can do for each other. Later.